Tonight on World News, breaking news. The hard landing in Atlanta tonight. A Delta jet blows a tire. An engine catches fire. Passengers are evacuated using emergency slides, and our aviation correspondent is here. Sarah! Together again, the man behind that camera frantically searching for loved ones after that twister. He is now reunited with his entire family, and tonight that man is getting married. Collision Course, the play that ended the season of a young star, and tonight the new debate. Should one key rule of baseball be changed? Secrets of the Deep revealed 300 years later. We take you on board for the stunning find at sea involving the pirate Blackbeard. And summer's past. As America ushers in the unofficial start of summer, vintage images uncovered. Recognize these faces?
From ABC News, this is ABC World News with David Muir.
Good evening on this Saturday, and we begin tonight with breaking news from Atlanta and some harrowing moments just a short time ago for passengers aboard a Delta flight landing at the airport there. The plane blew a tire as it touched down, a hard landing that caused the brakes to then catch fire. Passengers were forced to make an emergency evacuation as fire crews then raced onto the tarmac. Our aviation correspondent Lisa Stark joins us here on the desk in New York. I know you've been working your contacts. Initially, there were reports that the engine caught fire, but you're learning it was the landing gear.
Absolutely, David. What we're finding out is that on this Delta flight from Pittsburgh to Atlanta, Delta flight 2284 came in for a landing. Everything seemed fine, but then when the plane set down, one of those tires blew, according to the FAA. It caused the brakes to overheat. They caught fire. Airport Fire and Rescue responded very quickly, thank goodness, to put out that blaze. 43 passengers and 5 crew on this MD-88. They came out down the slides, according to the passengers, and we are told by the FAA that there appear to be just 3 very, very minor injuries. As you can imagine, mechanics are now taking a very hard look at this plane, which is sitting on the taxiway at the Atlanta airport.
So minor injuries, and as we came on the air, I asked you about the tires. You said that was the first thing you asked about.
I asked, when were these tires last inspected? When were the brakes last inspected? Delta said they didn't know at this point, but as I said, mechanics are taking a hard look at this plane.
All right, our aviation correspondent Lisa Stark leading us off tonight. Lisa, thanks to you. We're going to turn now to the tornado zone, where it's been nearly a week since that tornado took so many lives in Joplin, Missouri. The death toll rose today, making this the deadliest year now for tornadoes since 1950. It was last night here we showed you this, that video captured by a man frantically searching with his fiancée for loved ones. After a terrifying search, he found them, and tonight that man is now getting married. His whole family there. Matt Gutman is also there right outside the church tonight. Matt, good evening.
Hey, good evening to you, David. There is a happy ending here and a new beginning. Aaron Cox, the man who filmed all of his search looking for his sister, Sarah, and her fiancé, Mike, he's here in the church behind me right now getting married to his fiancée, Brooke Watson, and this is just one of a few bright spots we saw here in Joplin today. Boarding up windows, clearing debris, even jabbing needles. Volunteers are swarming all over this town. They found messages left by survivors. We're okay. God saved us. God bless Joplin. But so many here did not survive. For officials, it's been a day of grim arithmetic. The past 2 days, they've whittled down the number of missing from 1,300 to just 105 and identified 52 victims.
I spent almost 4 hours at the morgue yesterday. I can tell you it's a very respectful process.
And the process of identifying the dead has just begun. Among the latest, 18-year-old Will Norton literally ripped from his father Mark's grasp as they huddled in the family car.
And Mark held him as tight as he could and felt the wind just tore around the sunroof from him.
And then there are the missing, like Deanne Hayward, also ripped from her car.
The roof was peeled back, and what we didn't like was that the seatbelt was still buckled. We figured that rescue teams or whatever would have cut it.
She'd gone to get pizza for Caleb's graduation party on Sunday. Her daughter, Christina, 14, still clutches that flyer we've seen all over town. And Caleb, he still wears the graduation ring he got that night.
You still wear it? Yeah, I still wear it.
Why?
Just, I don't know, I like it a lot more now just because maybe it gives me hope.
And remember Aaron Cox searching for his sister in those raw seconds after the twister?
Sarah, Mike!
Today, cameras taking very different images. Aaron in a tux, and his bride, Mackenzie Watson, in that dress.
There still is stuff to celebrate, and hopefully everyone is able to have a good time tonight, and we'll take it one night at a time, and then tomorrow we can kind of work on picking up the pieces again.
And yes, Mike and Sarah, they were there too, perfectly safe.
Just finally having a good day.
That's right.
Incidentally, Mike and Sarah are also getting married this summer. Sarah told me that there's nothing quite like a near-death experience to cement your love for someone. David?
Two happy endings where we certainly need them. Matt, thanks so much. And all of us who were in Joplin this week won't forget it. That giant twister really erasing an entire landscape there. Homes wiped out as far as we could see. But what you could not erase is the heart of the people now determined to give to one another to get their town and their lives back. And Aaron Hayes has that part of the story tonight.
Firefighter Kyle Howard spent the first days after the tornado rescuing people. Finally made his way to his home where his wife and sons had survived the twister. He hoped to salvage what he could, not sure where to even start.
So that was our room, son's room, other son's room.
Up the driveway came firefighters he had never met before, from Kansas. They know how hope can evaporate in something like this, so they brought hope with them.
Not harder for the firemen, but they usually help people, and to be so helpless, it's a change.
You know, they call these kinds of things acts of God, which doesn't make sense to me, but really you see acts of God in the people when we come together and help each other.
Small gestures matter much. A friend to be there, help to go and gather what's left.
Yeah, I want that. I want that.
That's what you find. It's just little pieces, and you go with the memories that those pieces are putting back together.
Under the rubble, a treasured pet found by a neighbor.
Feels really good. A bright spot in a horrible day.
When help comes, hope grows.
As crazy as it sounds, I think it just kind of made us a little bit closer. Yeah. That we were all, huddled together and made it